Hi guys, my name is Rudo, and as you know, I'm a full-time crypto trader and investor. And today we need to talk about some serious business. In this morning stream, we were looking at the potential of short scalping or short swing, short trading Bitcoin. And that same bearish thesis we need to start applying for our Bitcoin and for our altcoins. So I want to mark a few levels out. So if we can bring up our chart, we can quickly have a look at that. Okay. So what do we have here? So Bitcoin on the daily time frame, there's a lot of wicks, a lot of overlap, and a lot of uncertainty. So when your time frame is uncertain, what you need to do is, when in doubt, zoom out. So let's have a look at the weekly time frame, and then we start going back into the daily real quick. Okay, so when we look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, the big question that arises is, what about this insane trade gap? So between 89,000 or 69,000 to 89,000. Bitcoin bridged that gap within 2 weeks. Things were really quick, bullish. All of a sudden, we're sitting in the 90s. So does price need to go back to these levels? And if so, that's a really fair question. Now, before we start dissecting of areas where it can go to, I first want to lay in a little bit of a good news, or a little bit of a little area for you to kind of plan around. Oh shit, it's going to go lower. And the chart that I'm going to be using for that is the CME futures chart. Okay, so last time round we were looking at it and we said to ourselves, okay, if this is where we've got a gap at 100, the potential is that the market, just like it did in the past, first goes and visits the smaller one, retraces back up, visits the smaller one, then goes for the scary one, and then moves. So we're in a situation where prices now in the short term potentially going to go up first into the CME gap. So we're going to go and revisit 100K again within the next week. And it's at that stage where the hopium emotions for a lot of people are going to come in. So, to be honest, Tian, Stanku, these are all you guys joining in live and the rest of you guys jumping in later on. If Bitcoin goes to 100, 102, you're going to feel okay about it. Unless, well, hopefully, when your alts rallies as well, it will make you feel a little bit better. And it's at that stage, if the market wants to trap as many people as possible, that would be a really good area for the market to turn around and to see Bitcoin sell off into this CME gap at around 78. Now, CME gaps is almost like no-brainer situations, because for most or a lot of time, you get these big moves into the CMEs. And then everybody told you, I said it would go that way. But if you go and have a look at the history of Bitcoin, or the history of how the CMEs print, there's a lot of cases where these CME gaps do get filled. Okay, so interest zone, they do get filled. But then there's case studies where they don't get filled as well. So you have to take things support level by support level. And the reason I'm bearish is that Bitcoin is hanging on or potentially losing a critical support level at this moment. Okay, so to go back to Bitcoin, to talk about this critical support level, if I'm looking at this weekly time frame, the only real time I personally think that Bitcoin is going, well, let's start it there. Where's the support level, Rudo, you're talking about that it's losing? Okay, so if I do this and I switch to a line tool, okay, it's very simple. Where's the time where price has been visiting the most? There. Okay, so if I switch back on, you can clearly see that at the moment, we're below support. Okay, so we're actually dealing with resistance at this stage. So if things stay as it is, this is just another reason for Bitcoin to push down lower. Okay, and where can it go if we want to push down lower? Okay, simple. If I look at this entire area, we've got bullish divergence, bearish, strong bearish divergence. Okay, I call it a bullish divergence because realistically, you remain bullish all the way down to where price loses the support of that first pivot. Okay, so it means that for our alts, there could potentially be a lot more downside in this retrace. Think about it, the dominance doing what it's doing, a lot more downside. And it's that downside that I want to capitalize in some instances. And for the coins that I'm holding, I want to ladder out some so that I can buy them back at a better price. Okay. Being in a long-term hodler, I don't have any real ambition to try and get my coins into USDT just yet. So I'm fine with having the drawdown. I'm fine with having less dollars. The goal is still to have more coins. Fall below this level, okay, then my sentiment's going to change completely. Then I'm going to be looking to get out of coins and so forth. Now, here's the part that might be hard for a lot of people. I'm going to go over to Ethereum. If this is the case and you're switching bearish, Rudo, it's a big problem for me. Because if I bought late on these levels, but Ethereum, something like Ethereum's already down 40%, you should have been bearish 4% up, from the highs. And the problem that we have with alts is you cannot do it that way. For the advantage of an altcoin potentially giving you 1,000% gains, the balance on that means that the alt will potentially have swings down 40, 60% in some cases and still be a bullish coin, because an altcoin functions like a leveraged coin. Okay, so that 1,000%, it's like having a leveraged coin. You're just buying it on spot. So you have that same frustration. And the scary part is, and this is the part that I want to warn you guys about, when we were here, and I distinctly, I had a tweet, actually got invited to banter because of that tweet. Okay, when we were here, altcoins were down, like Ethereum was down considerably. Okay, 46%. And I said, you think they're cheap now? Whatever you have can go down another 80, 90%. So on the next move, consider the following. And this is what I'm going to point out to you guys. The imbalance. Now, the imbalance, when I lose a critical support level, which was this red line, the imbalance turns into take action zone for me, for my investment hold coins. Okay, meaning I turn this into a green box. And the idea is when we're there, I need to start selling some coins. Okay, because as I explained, from that zone we still went down another 70%. So the initial guys were crying about this, okay, 50 or 40% they're down, okay, just to find that the market can still go more, giving them a total retrace, 82%. That's all your money basically gone. That's the reality. Okay, so to zoom out, just to give you an idea, you cannot keep a 5 or 6% stop on an altcoin for the reason, as you can clearly see, from lows, the trading ranges and the volatility is relatively low. But once we reach a top, they crazy. Okay, so you can't have that same size of stop anymore. And when we lose critical levels, like with Bitcoin losing support, you have to understand that you think they're down now and you want to give up or leave them alone or just, I'll wait for the bull market. It's going to come. What if it doesn't come? You're going to have an opportunity now where you can scale out so that you will have buying power come the next low to actually drive this in. And if you sell 30% there and you can buy back at a 70% discount, your average price for ETH would probably be there for your ETH hodl, which means come the next push, you'll be in profit much quicker. You'll have the benefit of actually making money again, whereas this guy basically at this stage is still underwater. So even everybody from the last bull market high sitting there, they still underwater. Same for Solana. Okay, so you have that scariness that you need to now acknowledge. And the fact that we're going to lose support, you think it's over 60, it can maybe go down another 20%. No, man. It can still take this price and go and delete half of that again and even more. Okay. Now, if I can retrace my thoughts back to BTC then, where do I think best case scenario, if this bearish theory plays out, we can go? Well, typically, I would say if this is the middle of the range, okay, or the candle that makes the higher high, okay, that would be the probable area. So 79. Now convert that over to where the CME is. Okay, you're sitting at around 79,000. So there's confluence for the market needing a big shakeout before the storm, before the next bull market. Now, just to put this in context of our larger picture, I want to load the larger picture for you guys real quick. So at the top here, I've got Bitcoin. I've got all the halving all-time highs. Okay, I've got all the halving lines. They're the vertical lines. All-time highs is the horizontal lines. Okay, so the question that we have is, if we're past the previous all-time high, okay, we're past halving now, we need to start seeing the market going crazy. That's true. Okay, everything is there. But this time around, it's been performing, or Bitcoin has been doing what we wanted to do, but it's been doing it on its own timeline and when least expected. Okay, so remember when we were here, the thought was that maybe we're early and the market's now going to give us our bull market run, and it surprised us and went back to the trend line for that matter. And when we were at these lows, we were expecting things to go even lower, and it just didn't do it. So the Bitcoin has been a little fickle in that sense. Now the same for the alt season. You know, we're about 6 months into past the halving. Okay, alt season normally happens, and it started giving us a little taste of an alt season, and then nothing. So there might have been meme season, but remember, guys, meme season isn't the entire crypto market going into an alt season. It's just a small little sector of degen investors buying a coin and buying it and then seeing that it's going up because everybody bought, and hoping that they'll be the ones selling the top, which very few people manage to achieve. That's all that is. So people didn't make money on memes. They just had a nice distraction from their life, having the memes in them. Okay, so all this being said and done, we're still on track for potential more. But what if Bitcoin now does this? What if it needs to do that? Okay, things to consider, and it's that scariness that I think. Okay, so let's wake everybody up. Let's quickly see, because I've been just giving you guys bad news. Okay, everybody in the comment, there's about 200 people joining in live now. Give me a 777. Let's just pass some luck around, because I don't want to see this. And I don't think any of you guys want to do that. Okay. Give me a couple of 777s, and then we'll quickly move on to the altcoins now. Okay. I'm going to show you now where I'm going to ladder out if the shit hits the fan. Okay. So in conclusion, Bitcoin below resistance. If the week stays as is, we're going to go and sweep low. Why are we going to go sweep low? Well, simple. These are pivot lows. Price needs to go and still make a higher low, but the RSI would potentially need to go below this in order for us to complete this wave. Meaning, if this entire structure could be considered from an Elliott wave, and this is the easiest way to just visually, you know, kind of point out what I'm looking for. A typical Elliott wave does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And within each one of those, 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, there's 5 structure. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it's over. Then we're done. But if this is what I'm thinking, that, okay, with a little bit more, because of the way that the time analysis for Bitcoin points to us only having it by the end of this year. Okay. You want to quickly show you guys the time analysis? I can quickly do that. I'm probably going off topic now, but there you go. So from halving to halving, okay. Let's just do that. Top is around the 38.2, bottom 618. It did it in the past. So if that's the case, it will probably do that into the future. So October, November this year is kind of where the top is. Okay. So if all that is said and done, this could potentially be that we're going to retrace, still create a 4, have divergence, because for 4, what do we need to have? You need to have an RSI going below these levels, or even below the level of the 2, and then from that point on, push on further. Okay. Now, Elliott wave maximists, please don't judge my Elliott wave, because I'm not a specialist in this. I just understand that there's waves within waves, just like Wyckoff, and that's where my speciality lies. So remember that, guys. Okay, there's waves within waves, and each and every wave will have a divergence, a turning point, a little bit of structure for us to play off on, and that's it. Okay, before I have a look at the alts, guys, just a friendly reminder that today's video is brought to you by Bybit. Okay, and what you can do is you can get a lot of benefits in my Discord by being able to join my live trading and some of the education content in there, my buddy indicator. And all you need to do is just open your own Bybit account using my partner link. Or if you perhaps have one, create a new one and convert or transfer your KYC to that new one. And then all you need to do is then head over to my Discord and type in your user ID in the Bybit bot. Bybit created the bot for me in my Discord, and then you'll be able to get access to a lot of my private group benefits. As simple as that. Okay, so there you go. You can join there. You can just go to partnerships. It's very simple. You can click on Bybit, click on that, and there it tells you what you're going to be getting. Okay, and it's a little how to and everything you would need to know. You type in your UID, and if all is well, you get a Discord role, and it will unlock the Discord for you. It's as simple as that, guys. Okay, over to the alts now. So with Ethereum, what I want to point out, I've already pointed out that there's a typical action zone. Let's take away all these squibbles, okay? And let's do the same for where we are now. So the fact is, short term, I'm expecting ETH to grind up to at least maybe 3 grand. So it could still surprise you, because if ETH goes to 3 grand, Solana goes back to 250, and a lot of new people will turn bullish again, saying, "Oh, that was just a shakeout." And this is how complacency forms itself. We just needed to cool off. All is good. We're going to go to the moon again. And then it doesn't, then it just keeps on selling off. So I want to plan for that. All right. So if that is the case, then ETH could potentially then push down a little bit lower. And it's that imbalance that I want to mark for you guys. It's where I am going to take action. All right, I'm going to take action in there. Now, I've stated this publicly in the Discord. At this stage here, when ETH turned 3,300 on this move, after the demand zone buy, I converted pretty much now at that stage, all of my Bitcoin to Ethereum, to only then that we can get a haircut of 35% on that value and probably a 20% on BTC. Less BTC in value now. So it was a horrible move. I was expecting and betting again, betting accordingly to my analysis. Simple. I think it's going to go up. So this action zone is relevant to me, because what I will be doing is I'll be converting some of my ETH back to BTC, which still means that to the dollar value, I'll probably have lost 10% in that conversion. But if this is truly the beginning of a shakeout, Bitcoin going to 70,000, that is not a bad trade for me, because you have to, in order to wait for the top, you have to give it back a little bit. You'll never be able to predict the exact top to the pixel on the screen. Okay. And then if ETH then goes and makes a lower low and shakes everybody out, goes to these areas, wherever it wants to go, I'll be able to buy back at an insane premium. 36%, okay? And the same then for BTC, okay? So Bitcoin goes down, I'll probably, like I said, I won't necessarily convert everything straight up to BTC. I'll probably leave some unstable, because then I can regain that 20% haircut I took. Okay, so it makes sense. So these rebalance zones are of great importance. Okay, now where in the past we have similar rebalance zones like that, we can have a look at ETH as a really good example. Anytime the market sells off aggressively, it gives you an imbalance. There's the imbalance. Now this is the danger part. Sometimes it just never gets there. Okay, so in this instance, it just never got there. Okay, but there was the imbalance. What did it do? Okay, it got there. So you buy, it doesn't go make a higher high, imbalance comes, and you're like, shit. Okay, sells down lower. All right, there's an imbalance there. Okay, didn't make a higher high. Okay, that's horrible. You buy, wait for the imbalance, you sell. Okay, now that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Okay, just like there. For the bears, for the bulls. I missed the bus. Try again. Didn't make a high high. Oh shit. Okay. Imbalances are a critical part for the market. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these imbalances. Guys, send me coins that you're heavily underwater with. Drop in those names. I'm going to start with Cardano myself, and maybe we need to look at XRP as well. I don't know about you guys. Let me know if those are reasonable coins to have a look at. And then I'll show you guys these laddering out. Now, while your comments comes in, okay, there's a second part to this. What if I'm wrong? So it goes to this area. I start selling some of my coins. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. I start selling and it goes higher. Well, typically, just like you can see here, good sell zones, if you're wrong, will be turned into good buy zones into the future. Okay. And that's what I'm expecting, meaning you were waiting to sell there. Now, finally, you maybe sold the imbalance, saying, it's now time. 3 grand, ETH needs to dump and goes higher. It turns it into support and then it goes on. Okay. That's the beauty about it. Okay. So the market does have the ability to give you second chances. Does it everywhere. Okay. You can have a look at all these areas here. Okay. Lost critical support. So what would we have done? We don't know whether Bitcoin ETH was going to go much higher. So there's the imbalance. Boom. At that stage, sell zone. Okay. So there it broke through. And there's one of those. That's Bitcoin at 36. Never gave me that entry. Just kept running. So there's a scenario where it works. We could have sold. And now you're thinking, okay, great. Now it goes higher. Wait for the retrace, and the retrace never comes. So that's the danger. But in most of these cases, the market will go and give you a second opportunity, guys. Okay. So imbalance, breaks through, stays above it, goes. Okay. Imbalance, breaks through, stays above it, and then fell through, give you another opportunity. So think of them as critical support resistance areas. And if it holds, you can always buy back later on. Okay. Over to this. Let's have a look at Cardano. I said I'm going to do Cardano for you guys. Why? Because I'm sharing what I'm holding first. So you can take it. Okay. That's my buy zone. Okay. I pointed out danger zone and I gave you guys the sell zone. Okay. Simple as that. So Cardano has an 87 cents area where you need to, if you're underwater with Cardano, okay, or you didn't take profit on Cardano, sell, be part of the resistance. Okay, 86 cents, you get your ass out. Okay, because if we're wrong, it will probably pop through and come and test it again. Statistically, it's the highest probability. Okay, and if you're not, that's it. Okay, so that was a continuation of momentum. Okay, now you're waiting for imbalance. You were wrong. It went through, came back, tested that imbalance. Okay. There. Gets there, you sell. Okay. Oh, no, it keeps on going higher. What does it do? It comes right back, tests it, and then runs. Okay, so then you can buy back on the retrace. Shitty thing is sometimes it comes and tests and then fails. But then you wait for the next imbalance and you keep on doing that. Okay, so that's Cardano for you guys. Okay, so keep it simple, guys. These imbalances are your best friend, especially because you're not holding this thing on leverage. You're owning the thing. You got it on spot. Okay, XRP really did well. XRP was a headline maker, and XRP is still sitting at $2.40. That's a crazy. So the same thing that I'm thinking for Cardano. Now, if you take Cardano as a quick one, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Okay, leave it like that. I'm going to do this. Copy image. And then I'm going to go to XRP. I want to show you something. Okay, I'm going to paste that image in here. Make it nice and big. Okay. And this is the part why everything always looks like this. When it's done, when the dust settles, everybody's liquidated and destroyed and so forth. Okay, why? Because the market never looks the same, but it always has the same rhyme to it. Okay. So XRP is there. We've just created bearish divergence. We fell below it. We're in that consolidation. So it's going to give these guys hopium, goes to the imbalance, probably sits there and then retraces down. Cardano did its pump before XRP. When did Cardano pump? Okay. It started pumping there just in the beginning of November. When did XRP? Also at the beginning of November. So they kind of pumped the same way. So bigger pump on XRP as Cardano. True. That's truly the case. So it'll probably take a little bit longer. And this is the part that makes the market a little crazy at the moment, because you've got some coins still sitting at really close to all-time highs and other coins sitting 60, 70% down. Feels like it's wrecking you. Okay, so you need to think of it on a fractal play like this. There's what you can expect for XRP or any other coin that is looking like that. I mean, there's coins like what OM pushing highs, Pepe still looking good. I mean, this thing virtual 7,000% for the year so far. So those will follow the same kind of roadmap. Okay, let's have a look at your request. We've got AR from Renee. AR, let's quickly have a look at AR. Okay, this thing's pushing lows. Okay, so where is the rebalance area? Very simple, Renee. You can always just scale it to a weekly time frame. And when you look at the weekly time frame, where was the sell? Where did price move by too quickly? Okay, this instance was there. You can see the test. Big candle, bottom wick, top wick, this little area there. Okay, there was the take action zone for this one. Okay, take action zone, dish. Okay, now what are we doing? We just created another one. So AR will probably still go lower before it goes higher. Okay, and the upper range of where that will probably be around 10, 11. Once it's there, remember now, this is getting to the bottom. The range volatility goes down. So once it's there, it will start consolidating. And the thing between a 10 and a 6 or an 8, you know, it's an insane 6. You know, if you go to $6 right there, it's an insane amount of discount. On the scale of this, it's the same amount as going from 40 to 30. You know, it's a crazy swing. Okay, so that's the imbalance area, but expect this thing to go lower still if Bitcoin now goes and visits. How low? Maybe even as low as 4 before it goes there. And that's what you need to kind of be patient on, because you own the thing. You're not going to your goal wasn't to realize your USDT tomorrow in profit. Your goal was to wait for the end of the bull cycle when you bought. So you have to stick to your strategy. And this means that you just need to navigate the drawdown, the fact that it didn't do what it's supposed to do. Okay, let's have a look at JASMY from Stanku. Okay, let's have a look at your JASMY. So Stanku, I'm extremely bullish on this thing because I think that there's still going to be an insane push on this. Okay, long accumulation, no crazy spike just yet. Okay, so you know, for the bigger picture, I mean, 26 cents it's probably going to be where it's at, you know, at some stage. But while that happens, you don't want to have your account deleted or see the coin go to 0 or turn to shit, because those are realities that we need to deal with. Okay, so this one, it's a little too small here for the weekly to have an idea. So I'm just going to scale this up to the daily time frame. Okay, and let's see. Well, nothing there yet. Okay, there's the imbalance. Okay, so there you have it. Daily time frame, there's your imbalance. So JASMY pushes back up to about 2 cents, 2.5 cents. I would consider getting my ass out. Just like all the other imbalances. Okay, consider getting your ass out, because if it's wrong, it will turn that into support. Okay, there was imbalances, wrong, goes back, turns it into support. Okay, it's just the nature how the market moves. Now, just as the same as that entire move, if this thing wants to be bearish, Bitcoin goes to 78, it's going to want to go back to this area. That's the buy that I would typically consider. Okay, now price has moved since the last time I drew it, so I'll update it for you slightly so you can just get a wider, better idea of where it could potentially go. And I'm just going to change this to my reload. Okay, so there you have it. So maybe not that low anymore. Maybe there typically would be the area where I would want to try and grab this. Okay, and from here to there, that's a 50% half price discount. Okay, that's an insane discount, guys. You need to rebalance your ass out if the market keeps on being bearish like it is. Bitcoin is not moving. It's not going up anymore. Let's not get complacent. Okay, I'll do one more. Let's have a look. I'm going to look for somebody that's normally here regularly and comments regularly. Let's see who do we have. We've got, let's see, Tiana's got Dog, Fire, Myro, and Liesel is safe, or ENA. What do you guys, which one of those two, either this or this, should I be doing? Let me quickly know in the comments who've got some of these coins. Okay, while that happens, we'll quickly bring up the dominance. You guys let me know which one of those two. Quickly bring up the dominance to see if there's any hope for reversal. Okay, so here's the dominance. And as you can see, what we do have, and I'm going to bring up the line tool, we do have a scenario where the dominance is yet again making another higher high. RSI is yet again giving us another divergence. Okay, so it does point to that if this is the last shakeout and the alts are going to go down and test these lows, from this point onwards, we might have our alt season. Okay. And I hate saying this, because it feels like I've been saying it too many times now, alt season next week, alt season's going to happen. And then there's just nothing. Okay. But every time you have strong bearish divergence, like we had the last time round, you have to be optimistic that it's going to happen, and we had it there as well. There was strong bearish divergence, but what did we do? We stayed above the pivot. So in the creation of the divergence, it's easy then to say, well, the alts will start moving because their BTC pairings will also start showing some bullish signals. But unless we fall below that pivot, okay, it's always the case. So this is yet again that scenario. Fall below that level, okay, then yes, it could happen for us. So fingers crossed. Okay, so let's see. Have nothing for you out on most. J Doc took the TP. Stanko says ENA. So let's do ENA together and then we'll end off the stream. Okay. Where is my ENA? Take that one. No, that's not the ENA pairing that I wanted. Thing with crazy lists, guys. Let's maybe make this list a little bigger. Then I can get to my ENA trading pair quicker. And it's because I've been taking minutes to find it. There we go. Okay, so ENA, guys. So from this bullish breakout, remember I missed the buy. Okay. ENA will probably now go and find that. It's that same imbalance in the scenario. So this is the area, then go up where there's the imbalance. So for those holding it underwater, there's your imbalance. Okay, sitting around 71 cents. ENA goes to 71, you ladder out because then it will probably come and test this area. Okay, imbalance, you ladder out, test, or even go lower. Okay, once it goes above it, there was another imbalance sitting right there. Okay, once it goes above it, it will turn it into support. In this instance, it screwed you over, then turned it into support. So if you sell and it does go higher, you have to be patient, and that's part of the risk you take. So in conclusion, just don't do it with 100% of your coins. That's all. Just don't do it with everything. Okay. Ladder in, ladder out. Just like I say, when we buy 25% of the capital we've got available. And when the coin proves to be bullish, you add on these lows until it goes and starts giving you bearish signals. You start selling on the highs. Okay. Same thing with this. Right. So ENA was the overwhelming winner. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time. I don't want to make the stream. It's already 10 minutes past what I wanted to do. Try and keep it as short and as informative as possible for you guys. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we'll be looking at more trade setups. Go and have a look at the short-term outlook that I did a video on this morning. And tomorrow we can always look at a few more coins. And as simple as this, guys, if you want a little bit more, you want to have access, you can use any of these trade partners to join, or you can just straight up subscribe. It's as simple as that. Go to the navigation, links in the video description. Join the private group. It's a once-off payment and it's a lifetime access. It's as simple as that. Okay, and then you're in. You're in the group, and that's it. So I'm going to head back to the Discord. There's a few of your regular names. You can see the names in the YouTube here already. They're waiting. We're going to be we're waiting for our ETH trade. This was the setup shared this morning, so it's kind of dangling above, but I feel like it's going to go to 2,600 for a nice entry. So we're going to try and trade it from there. Okay. Have a lovely day, guys. As always, keep hustling, my friends.